guys, All for One Hockey here, and today we got a video looking at a KHL left winger. I believe he's a left winger. I know he's a wing, by the name of Nikita Gusev, whose rights currently belong to the Vegas Golden Knights. If you remember, before Vegas got eliminated because of that flaky call by the refs, they had signed this guy because they had his rights. They signed him to just above league minimum, I think. If we take a look at his cap friendly here, he was born in 1992 on July 8th. He is 5'10". I saw a couple other sources saying that he was 5'9". I don't know. Who cares? We're not going to nitpick it. 170 pounds, so he's around the size of Patrick Kane, and I know what everyone's saying. The second he's a wing under 5'10", he's Patrick Kane. That's not what we're doing here, just a comparable in terms of size. He's 26 years old, so again, he's not like he's, a super young guy. If you watch my Artemi Panarin video, it's not like he's old either, but he's not super young. It's not like he's a Mitch Marner. He's some 20-year-old kid, 19, 20, 21, 22, something like that. 26 years old. He actually he's about to be 27. So he's basically 27 years old. And you see Vegas signed him for $925,000 a year, just for 1 year, for that one season. And I don't think he even played a game. Yeah, no, he didn't even get to play a game because the Knights were knocked out, but he would have been able to join their cup run. All that is to say, let's take a look at the numbers he's put up in the KHL. And if we take a look at St. Petersburg here, he was a point-per-game player starting in 2015-16. In SKA St. Petersburg, he was well over a point per game, putting up 71 points in 57 games, 24 goals, 47 assists. For Russia, I think this is just his international play. I'm not sure. 7 goals, 7 assists for 14 points in 10 games. So he's point per game here, point per game down here, and 2 points per game down here. And then if we go back up to a SKA St. Petersburg season, and I don't know how many games are in a season of the KHL. I'm not very in tune with the KHL, but nonetheless, 22 goals, 40 assists for 62 points in 54 games. And if we go down here, in the 2018-19 season, he actually led SKA St. Petersburg. I hope I'm saying that right. Maybe you don't even say the SKA, but I know there's St. Petersburg and then SKA St. Petersburg. So for that sake, we're going to say it. SKA St. Petersburg, he had 17 goals, 65 assists for 82 points in 62 games. So you've got what looks to me, because I haven't really seen his gameplay at all, really. I think I saw a crummy highlight reel video that was overly edited on Instagram when he joined the Knights. But you got a young guy in his prime who can clearly play at an extremely elite level in the KHL, but who knows how well that'll translate to play in the NHL. Sometimes you have these big name studs in the KHL who come over and they don't really perform at that star level, and they end up being third and fourth line guys. I don't think that's what we have here just based off these stats alone. Anytime you lead a league in scoring, or a team in scoring rather, you got a pretty good player on your hands. But this report that's out now is saying that him and his manager are looking for a 2-year deal with an average earnings of around $4 million a season. So $8 million over 2 years, a really short deal. And I kind of like this deal for almost any team in the NHL. And if you're wondering why Vegas isn't going to re-sign him, it's because they have virtually no cap space after that Mark Stone signing and that William Karlsson raise and a couple other things. So he's definitely going to move on from Vegas unless they, pull a rabbit out of a hat and somehow make the cap work or get him to sign for less. But I think we're looking at a potential steal here, and I kind of want to open up in the comments if anyone watches this video. And I want to know what you guys think, or just what other people think in general, of what's a good fit for him. Where do you see him going? What's a team that has the cap space that could use some sort of offensive, jolts to their top six? He seems like a top six guy to me. Maybe I think most teams would put him on the second or third line. I don't really have a team that comes to mind. If I read some of the comments here, a lot of people are thinking Kings, Maybe Montreal. Rangers are looking at him. I heard the Rangers are looking at him. I actually did hear this. That'd be a pretty awesome top six if you have Nikita Gusev, Kaapo Kakko, Artemi Panarin, Zibanejad. You got a really nice top six, and this is another growing storyline. I think we're all looking at the New York Rangers, and we're all thinking to ourselves, how did they accomplish this rebuild in only a year's time? Now, do I think they're going to win the Cup next year? No. But I think their future is pretty bright, and it wouldn't surprise me if they made it into the playoffs in a wild card spot, or maybe not even a wild card spot next year, and maybe even make it to the second round. I don't know. We'll see. So let me know what you think about this guy. I really don't know where I would place him. I like him on the Rangers. I think that's a good call. I think any team with cap space should go out and take a chance on this guy. He's a bona fide point-per-game player in the KHL and almost in any team he's played for, except for a couple of these later seasons when he was really young. And who even was he? He was probably a teenager in these seasons. These are his junior years, it's looking like. And then when he was really young, he was still almost a point-per-game player. Except for right here, he kind of had a down year. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like him at $4 million a season? I don't know. $4 million is a lot of money for an unproven player, but the Penguins just signed a guy for an extremely long time for $3.5 million a season, who is certainly way worse than, or maybe not even way worse, but certainly a worse player, or a less valuable player is probably the term I'm looking for. A less valuable player than Nikita Gusev. I don't know. If I'm a GM in the NHL, I'm looking at this guy, and I know a lot of teams are. New Jersey, New York, a lot of these Northern Eastern Conference teams are looking at this guy. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.